All right, so we are 6 weeks out from the end of the year. So, what does your team need to hear from you as you finish it out? Well, let's talk about that today. Happy Monday, y'all. Thomas Joyner with Business on Purpose here. We spent hours and hours last week running what we call BOP Prep Week with every single one of our clients, making sure that they were focused on the things that really matter headed into 2023. We got all kinds of feedback from, yes, we needed that, to it's so crazy, it's already time for these discussions, and even, man, I'm just excited for next year. And yet, all these statements, even though they're true, force us to realize that if we don't plan intentional time in the year for some of these conversations to happen, they sneak up on us and they get rushed and rushed and rushed, or worse, they never actually happen. The same can be said for your annual letter. This was a part of our prep week last week, how to write an annual letter. Many times we realize we're 2 weeks out from the end of the year, so we rush it and we lose much of the impact it can actually have. So we write down a few thoughts and we have really little meaning. We print it out, we sign our name at the bottom, and we just send it out to whoever we need to send it out to. But God, that is such a miss. And it falls far, far short of what your annual letter could be. So I want to walk you through 3 reasons to write a killer year-end or killer annual letter to your team, and maybe offer a few tips for how to help it have an impact. So, reason number 1, your team needs to hear from you. It's simple. Your team needs to hear from you. Your team and you work too hard to not know whether the year was a success or whether it was a struggle. They need to hear what you thought of the year and really hear it in your voice, not some quick thrown together thing, but a well thought out analysis of how much we accomplished this year. It's powerful when you read it aloud to them and you can celebrate together. And I've said this before, if there's one thing I think we don't do enough of, it's collective celebration. Pausing just to focus on the gain we've made and all the hard work that was put into that. Really thanking them for all they did to accomplish it, and maybe even acknowledging, hey, we've jumped over some major hurdles along the way. Thank you guys for overcoming them. It helps build a team that craves growth because they know it will be celebrated, not just accepted and moved past with new goals built. No, it's celebrated. We stop, we acknowledge it, we talk about it, and we celebrate. So that brings me to my second reason why you need an annual letter. Your team needs to know that you see the hard work that they put in. Let me say that again. Your team needs to know you see the hard work that they put in. Use this as an excuse to brag on each person individually. Got 17 people on your team? Tough. That's why you're starting this now. But take a sentence or two to acknowledge each of their individual efforts and brag on them a bit. Now make sure you're specific, right? Don't just say, hey, great job with bookkeeping, but no, talk about a specific time where they overcame something. Talk about a way that you've really seen them grow, right? They work hard all year long. Now's the time that you get to show them that you saw that work, that you saw that contribution, and you're grateful for it. If you have 5 people, spend a paragraph on them, right? Don't just shorten it to 1 or 2 sentences just to try to get it. No, go over the top. They expect you to say, thanks, Steve, thanks, Jan, thanks, John, whoever it is, and then just move on, but not actually say specifics. Such a crucial part of building a culture of recognition and accountability, because if people are never going to get recognized, I don't care how motivated they start out, they will naturally just wane in their enthusiasm if their contributions are never recognized. But what better way to encourage your team at the end of the year than to brag on them specifically in front of everybody? Now, last thing I'll say on that, if you have that one employee that this is really tough to find something to brag on them about, do it anyways. They still deserve it. They're a human being and they're a part of your team. So take your time, be genuine, show encouragement. Take as much time as you need to find 1 or 2 things that you can point out. I promise it will build loyalty. It'll build positive culture. Hopefully they'll feel appreciated. And if they're bringing a lot of negative energy, it will twist that and start to move it the right direction. All right, step number 3. It becomes an amazing chronicle of your business journey. It's so fun just going back in time and reading annual letters from years past. You can tell where you've been, and it's so fun to see the dreams that you had, the dreams you've accomplished, the battles you were fighting and are no longer fighting, right? And then the growth and the journey along the way. It's amazing to see it. And you get to be the one who shares it with your team. So don't skip it. So if you're one who wants to write just kind of a quick email to the team thanking them for the year, I would push back on that. Spend an hour, spend multiple hours writing this thing and making it really impactful for your business. Then let it sit for a week. Come back, dust it off, read it over, and see if it's missing anything. See if you could up the ante at all and just personalize it a little bit more. Then when you're finished, print it out. Write a small handwritten piece to each employee, then read it aloud at a team meeting or a Christmas party. It's a powerful tool if you will take the time to use it. Take the time to put some thought into it and make it feel and make it intentional. So hey, if you need a few examples, please reach on out. I'll be happy to send you some examples of some great annual letters along the way. If you need one from a big company, look at the one from Amazon. He wrote one for Amazon company. God, Jeff Bezos wrote that. I believe it's 1997 or 1998. You can look it up on Google. It's amazing. And just get an idea of what you need to be communicating to your team on top of the 3 things that I wrote here. So last thing I'll say is this. If you're a podcast lurker, right, that person who just listens to the BOP podcast, knows you need to take action on some of this, or really begin just working with a coach, now's the time. Nothing changed between last Thanksgiving and this one, and unfortunately you know that. And there's no shame, but there is a different way to do it. And so maybe start by taking our Healthy Business Owners Assessment to see where you stack up. Head right over boproadmap.com/healthy. I'll say that again, boproadmap.com/healthy. It's a 5 to 6 minute little survey. It's going to tell you where you stack up as a business to all the ones that we coach and all the other ones who've taken our survey along the way. Remember, we wake up every single morning to liberate you, the business owner, from chaos, and we want to work with you. So don't wait hoping that, you know what, I can make time for it. I can do it. No, you need accountability and you need structure and you need a coach to help walk alongside you. So I hope you write your annual letter. I hope you reach out. We would love to walk alongside you. Take that little quiz again at boproadmap.com/healthy and have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks so much. Take care.